Hello, YouTube. My name is Plazukas, and today's video is going to be on Wither and Waves, but a more broader topic about content creation in general.
Okay.
I've been meaning to make a video like this for a very long time. I think the increase in content creation over the past 5 to 10 years has seen a trend to where corporations can now leverage content creators to market their products.
Yes, and I think this is especially true with gacha games.
Yep, absolutely. But this isn't a new thing. This has always been a thing.
And they do it effectively. They do it as some friendly person inside your house that is conveying this product in a way that is very appetizing, in a way that's very pleasing.
I feel like this is already sort of going in a bit of an accusatory direction that I'm realistically questioning.
Yep.
And it's kind of the new wave of sales that is sweeping the entire world. And it is done in a way that is very misleading.
Okay.
For those who play for those who play Wither and Waves and who do it free to play. Or for those who pull on the gacha and then get basically reimbursed by the companies.
I don't know of any deals specifically like that. Hoyoverse does have some partnership kind of things where they will give primo gems to content creators instead of money.
There's a new wave of contracts that are rolling out for current content creators in the space.
Because if you're doing an advertisement for a video game that you are getting paid for and you spend money as part of that advertisement, it makes sense that they reimburse you for that money. If they're free to play, they're not going to spend money. Wait. That doesn't even make sense. I need to go back. Wait, what? Wait.
For those who play Wither and Waves and who do it free to play. Or for those who pull on the gacha and then get basically reimbursed by the companies.
Well, that's a very vague thing to say.
I'm gonna let him go on.
That is no different than people on welfare taking advantage of the system, even though they have the means to basically work or pay for all their stuff. They just want to make more money.
No, it's not. I guess I don't understand if he's saying that free-to-play content creators aren't really free-to-play. Being reimbursed. Is anybody following? And also, what are we talking about with the welfare system? Content creators, their job is playing the game and making content.
I would like to tell you that companies directly recompensating you for the polls that you do in game is something that hasn't even been offered to creators like Asmongold, with some of the biggest, highest concurrent viewership on the entire platform. That's something that they don't do. They usually give you a stipend to spend. It's very low. The highest I've ever gotten for a stipend for wishing was $500. That is my highest stipend I have ever received in any contract I've ever done, and that was an oddity. Before that, I'm not even kidding you, it was like $100 or maybe even $50 worth of polls. I would like to say this for whale content creators like, Fob. They're doing this shit legitimately. Almost no companies that I'm aware of, and especially I can speak from the Hoyoverse community and experience as well as Kuro Games, none of them are offering to pay you back for 100% of what you pay in the game. It's pretty much pennies, I'm not gonna lie.
Do not make themselves.
That's true.
Free-to-play games are not cheap to make.
Sure.
And yet, they don't ask anything up front. When you have to go and pay $30 to see a movie or $50 to go bowling, there are games out there that are literally allowing you to come into their environment and play them. And now after playing Honkai Star Rail and games like Wither and Waves, I have to admit, these games are complete packages, and they do not overly advertise their monetization schemes. It's there.
It's a gacha game. The monetization scheme is the genre. Like at this point in 2024.
If you want to pay, it's not if you don't. And I'm not here trying to belittle anybody that is playing this game and having fun free to play.
Just content creators who are having fun and playing free to play, right? Normal people, you're allowed to be free to play and have fun. But content creators, you're not. That's bad. You're like Bobby Kotick. Got it.
This is specifically directed at content creators
Oh, okay, got it.
who play, who advertise this game, saying they're free to play.
Also, again, what do you mean by reimbursed? Because I'm not understanding what you are being reimbursed if you're free to play. You didn't spend money, so there's nothing to reimburse. If you're doing advertising and you're being sponsored by a game, you should be paid for that.
I will be real. I don't think there's anything wrong with making content just to make money. I think when Ninja went to Mixer and collected like $50 million, I'm not going to call him an evil man, but sometimes you got to take care of yourself. I don't really think there's anything wrong with making money from making content creation. And I think when people say the thing of, oh, you're just doing this for views, you're just doing this for money, well, I think they're just fucking idiots. You know, they're kind of just idiots, yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Go on.
You are deplorable.
Oh.
You are no different than a succubus or a hellish being that consumes everything. You are the absolute reason or the equivalent to what a big corporation does for maximizing their profits. There's no difference here.
Okay. Do I need to have like a good argumentation for this? Because that was like the most schizo shit I've ever heard. I don't have an argument to being called a demonic succubus. Or like my friends, like people being like, what do I need? Like, go ahead. Go on. Cook.
Okay, so those are two different content creators. So what he's saying is if you're free to play, you're evil. And if you spend money, you're evil.
Summary of what I think the arguments were of that, if I can figure it out, is I don't like that content creators are free to play.
You're trying to entice people saying you're free to play to come watch your videos because you're like them.
No. Most of the people that I know personally who are free to play, it's specifically because they like a challenge. They like a more significant challenge because they want to prove that the game is free to play friendly, that you can beat all of the content being free to play.
So let me explain to you why free-to-play content creators are very important to the space, as well as content creators with the proper disclosures. So free-to-play content creators are very important to showcase their full gameplay because they can show players who play these otherwise predatory games that you can still fully enjoy the game without spending money whatsoever. Okay, now what's very important is for those content creators to tell people how much they've played this game. And that's why whenever I do an update, I allow people to know how long I played in order to achieve the success that I achieved. Okay, so what this does is this does also help the company, but it also helps the player base to know that they don't have to spend money, but it will also help Kuro Games have more people playing the game, which will increase a very important category for games, which is player retention. And player retention they can sell to investors in order to further continue developing their game. Because the more players a game has, the more healthy it seems, and the more likely investors are to invest into a game or a company.
Or because not all of us make hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars and don't have money to piss out on gacha. But the content lasts longer. It's more engaging when you're free to play. Polls are more engaging when you're free to play. Like, think of the difference between Tectone pulling in Genshin when he would just piss out money for a C6 character to him pulling in Honkai Star Rail on his knees, begging and crying and throwing up for Kafka. That's why content creators are free to play, because it just makes it more engaging content than if you just spent money and shit smash literally everything.
Yeah,
you just don't
true.
like content creators who play the game, it seems. We have two different arguments here. We have a first argument about content creators who are free to play players are bad because of question mark, exclamation point. I don't know. And then there's also content creators who wail on the game, apparently get reimbursed when they do that. You seem to be talking on things that you don't really understand.
I would like to go down and say it once again and feel free to prove me if I'm wrong. I don't, and I know pretty much every creator in this space. There's not a single creator in this space who is being 100% reimbursed for every pull they do in this game.
If your job is content creation and you're playing a game, yes, you should support it. You should not ask for anything in return because the
Okay, all right. Okay, so we're upset that content creators accept advertising at all. Keep going.
reason why you're playing that game is because you enjoy it, because that's all your videos. And yet I surmise that you don't enjoy it.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm going to tell you guys something. Kuro Games, Tectone has said this before, so I'm not like spilling industry secrets. Kuro Games is not paying content creators nearly as much as other sponsors. I have heard numerous content creators say, I am taking less than half of my usual rate for some advertising like this. I don't care because I like the game and I want it to succeed, so I'm going to play it anyway.
Yeah, I agree. If you have a job and you work it and you like it, you should tell your boss, I don't want any pay. I do this for love. I do this out of the goodness of my heart. Yeah, no, I agree. I work on exposure. It's good.
He was just saying that anybody who gets paid for playing video games is not doing it for the love of it. Don't you dare ever monetize your channel. Don't you dare ever take a sub on Twitch. If you're going to say that, like, getting money for playing video games means that you're not actually passionate about it, because that's an insane fucking thing to say. You think that content creators are gonna put the amount of time and effort into making videos and streaming a game for no money?
And yet I surmise that you don't enjoy it.
Why do you get to say that about anyone? Who the fuck do you think you are to decide that for other people?
That this is just a job.
It is our job. It's also like listen to me, chat, YouTube, listen. Nobody who is not intensely passionate about content creation will ever continue to make content. Most people fail. By most, I mean like 99% of people will give up because you don't make that much money.
Oh, okay.
And therefore, you're no different than a salesperson. And therefore, you're no different than Bobby Kotick or any of the other executives that exist in these companies that are only there for profit.
God forbid a content creator wants to be paid for their job and the work that they do and the service they provide. Go off.
And I think that people need to be aware of that. I think people need to understand that.
What?
They're not your friends. Content creators are not your friends. Some of them actually are gamers that really want to play the game.
Yeah, I bet he's one of them. I bet he's one of the real gamers. Anybody who's monetized on Twitch and YouTube are fake gamers.
And also 100% of the revenue I receive from the sponsors, I also gave all of that back to my chat in the form of giveaways. So I don't know what other free-to-play content creator he's talking about. Yeah, I really don't know who this video could be. As far as I'm concerned, I don't really think there's any predatory free-to-play streamers or content creators currently on the platform, because if there were, I would have already called them out. So I'm really not sure who this guy's talking to.
Some of them actually are gamers that really want to play the game, that really support video games as a hobby.
Can you give me a list of all the names that are the approved content creators by Temu Tectone, please? And we're going to go through them together. And we're going to only watch them. I'll quit streaming so that they can get the attention they deserve. The real gamers who are not paid.
And some people are there just to consume for content to make money. I can't tell you what the difference is.
So this guy doesn't know the difference between a good guy and a bad guy, and he doesn't really know what's going on, but I'm telling you, they're evil.
But there are plenty of people who are covering Weather and Waves that are of that ilk. And there's other content creators who are genuine and actually do care about video game development. There is not a free-to-play game that I've played in the past 20 years that I have not eventually supported.
Are you saying that anybody, like no one should be allowed to have content creation around video games be a career, or they can't be trusted?
I never play a game completely free-to-play because
Congratulations.
actually think it is the issue with the industry. Games are cheaper than most other hobbies, period. And most likely games will increase in price in the next year or two, guaranteed, especially with GTA 6 on the horizon. It is.
Are we white knighting for free-to-play gacha games because they're free-to-play? These are gacha games. These are slot machines. Hoyoverse makes billions of dollars a year. So are we just saying that like free to play like what are you talking about?
I needed to make this video because I think it's extremely important for people to understand that if you play or watch content creators who suggest that they're free to play and yet actually make a living on YouTube and this is their job, just think about it.
Think about what?
He's right. You know what? Just think about it.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe
Yeah,
I'm
you
right.
are. You're not.
Put it down in the comments below. My name is Bazookas. If you like this content, like, subscribe. I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.
He's gonna fucking put the amount of time it takes to make YouTube videos to stream for free. You think people would just be making YouTube videos, spending like 30 hours editing masterpiece fucking video essays and shit for free? Like, holy fuck. You better not ever apply for monetization on YouTube. You better not ever take a singular sub on Twitch. So blown away by this. If content creation is your job, then you're not really passionate about it. Okay. All right. That's the video.
Number one rule of the internet: never trust a bald guy.